What's up, man? What's going on? How was your weekend?
Weekends chill, you know.
You
Maybe getting
rested?
more.
Did you catch up on rest?
Oh yeah, rest. Then gaming, playing that new game came out last week. Monster Hunter Wild. Linked up with Simeon on that. Shout out to the homie.
Okay. You look rested. I know I look a little bit more rested. We looked tired as hell last episode.
Man, was nigga, I haven't smoked in so long. Last night I hit the bomb and I ain't even I bro one hit. That's all it took. One hit and I was gone. I was like, yep, I needed that. I needed that.
Hey, be like that, man. Be like that.
I was
Have you
like,
seen this wild ass weekend of trades and signings and shit across the league?
bro, DJ Metcalf is gone from the
DK,
Seahawks. DK, my bad. That's it, DJ. Yeah, that'd be
bro.
it.
Everybody is going. Tyler Lockett got released, so they just gave him up. He could sign also to Pittsburgh if they got the cap space. DK
Bro,
Metcalf is on Pittsburgh now.
you get rid of your wide receivers, both of your great wide receivers, and then you give up your quarterback too. Yeah, they in a serious rebuild stage, but the problem is there's not that much talent out there like them. Like Lockett was still getting you them yards. DK was still getting you them yards. Gino, it was his first season as a starter for y'all, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been a second.
No, Gino been there for a minute.
I thought he was. I know he was there
Gino,
underneath.
no, Gino been there for a minute. Gino been there since like 2019, 20 something like that.
I know he was there with Russ, but I thought they brought in somebody else after Russ before they well
No, he
before
was the
before they.
backup, and then it was him and Drew Lock, and I think Drew Lock was his backup for like a year or something like that, if I'm not
Oh,
mistaken. But Gino's been the man in Seattle.
oh, okay. See, like I thought it was the opposite. It was somebody else, and then like he came in either this season or last season. So,
No, he
but
solidified his starting spot once they made the playoffs, but that's been his team.
but he's not bad though. It's just you know that chemistry is not there in Seattle no more. It's like ever since that Super Bowl loss, they kind of just been they've been decent, but there's not the Seattle that everybody's used to, which is that defense is on lock. You got a beast ass running back, and you got a couple good receivers. So it's like your QB can throw, and he's also somewhat of a run quarterback. Like that, they missing that from they team. And once that shit happened after the Super Bowl loss, it was never the same in Seattle, and you could tell because they was always fighting to try to get back, but they never could get past that hump. So, and
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
definitely gonna be a rebuild for them, and it's gonna be a lot to put on Jackson Smith, the Jew, but JSN. I can't say his
yeah,
name, but it's as a rookie, it's a lot easier as an OC to get a rookie like that involved in the offense when you got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett taking up so many eyes. You got the run game that they have to rely on too. So now it's like what happens next? What is their big move? Are they going to trade up in the draft? Because also now, don't forget, now that the Raiders got Geno Smith, they no longer need to draft a quarterback. So now, and a lot of people were thinking they may be the ones to draft Shadir.
I don't know about that one.
So
You
even
still got
even Prime himself was like, "Hey, y'all draft him, y'all go ahead." So and they got the number 6 pick. And when you look at the teams before them, it would either be Tennessee, Cleveland, which he
Cleveland.
said himself he's not going in any situations that isn't good, which means Cleveland, I don't know if they'll put themselves in another bad situation again. I finally think they may have learned their lesson. In New York, I mean, if he's on the if they you know what I mean? It's a lot of question
See,
marks. It's a lot of question marks.
I'm a for like a brief moment. I'm gonna like just say it's I'm cool with people being confident in the game and like these players, especially like these college players getting drafted. Like I'm cool with them being confident in the game because you got to have that level of confidence. But there's a certain point to where you need to know you just need to shut the fuck up And excuse my language, by the way. I know if that's we can't cuss or not, but just it's a moment where you got to just shut up and just you know, and you're in a position that not a lot of players get, not a lot of people get. And Shador, like your dad was prime time. Like you got your last name from a man who everybody was chanting in the stadiums before. So you already had a chip on your shoulder. So I understand that. But there's also a time where you need to learn how to be humble. And like trying to say like I ain't going to no team that has a bad situation. What else you expect? If you're a good quarterback, of course you're gonna go to a badass team. Like, it just depends on you and what you can do for that organization to get them out of that bad stint. Look at fucking Jaden Daniels. Washington, they was on they were bad. Down bad before they picked him up. Now they picked him up, they went to they went to the goddamn playoffs. Damn near went to the Super Bowl. But unfortunately they went against the Eagles.
So if
So
I may play devil's advocate, right? The only reason why I don't have a problem with it is because it's the same thing Eli Manning's dad did for him. When he was about to get drafted into that shitty situation with Phillip Rivers and Drew Brees and the Chargers, he was like, "No, we're not doing that. He'll go back to college." And there wasn't even no NIL back then. He was just like, "He'll go back to college. We're not doing that." Um, you saw it with Ken Griffey Jr. His dad was very instrumental. He talked about it in his whole draft process, deciding whether he would go to college or not, being in the right city. So I say all that to say, just because you have a high draft pick because you didn't have a winning season doesn't mean it's a shitty situation. Because there are teams who may not have had a good season, but they already showed the right steps to improve. Like they put the right people in charge, they brought in the
right.
right GMs, coaches. But if you know there's a franchise that like Cleveland who just historically cannot get it done and they just historically keep messing up and they don't get anybody in that looks like there's going to be a change, I can see you saying, like you said, I'm prime time. I've given a lot to the game already. I'm missing toes at this point. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
about to give y'all my sons to just be out there ragdoll around as a QB. That's not going to happen. So I'm not necessarily mad at that, honestly. Sometimes you got to let your nuts drag. Like you said, I'm prime time. I've given a
Yeah,
lot to the league as a player and as a alumni. Coming back doing different events, being on shows, the whole nine. I've given my life to this. I'm not
yeah.
about to just give y'all my son to just any
But
old situation. It's not the same as Bronny, if I may. We're gonna get to that topic soon, but it's
it's not.
not the same. Like he's shown he can play. He's earned this spot, but damn it, I'm not just gonna let any old body take him. You know what I mean?
As the question is though, is Prime doing that? Because from my understanding, Prime isn't involved in any of this shit. Because Prime's like, look, I got my next season to worry about. Like I'm in the same boat that half these motherfuckers in the NFL in. Because I'm gonna worry about getting my team ready for the next year. Because he ain't going to the league. Again, to play in the coach. He's not going there.
I
He's
hear
gonna
you,
stay
but
in
I
Colorado.
listen. But I sometimes you gotta take people for what they say, and he said it already. I would not let him, which means at the end of the day, Promise said a lot of
Okay,
things,
I
but
didn't
at
know
the
that
end of the
Prime
day,
said
he's
that
a
though.
parent.
I didn't know Prime said that. So I'm gonna say that I didn't
Yeah,
know
he's
he
been
said that.
very vocal
So
about that. And I think what you're speaking about is in regards to Colorado's situation moving forward, which I think they just got one of the top, like a 5-star quarterback they
oh
just
yeah, they
signed
did.
today. But I think he's speaking in regards to that, like, hey, I'm dealing with the other coaches are dealing with. I'm trying to recruit. I'm trying to get a team ready to get the next season. But make no
Right.
mistake about it, it's still his sons.
True.
He's still, you know what I mean?
He's still the father at the end of the
And a lot of the
day.
times, I think Cam Newton even said it. You kind of know who you're going to once the draft starts. Like once you walk in there and the clock starts going, that when you see them on the phone, like getting them calls and stuff, you know where you're going.
Oh yeah.
And again, he also wouldn't be the first player to opt out and go to college one more time. Players have
True
done it
that.
in the past. Like at the end, it is your player. It is your yes. I hear what you're saying. He's in a better position than a lot of players, but he's earned his stripe. And at the end of the day, it is your livelihood.
True that. True that.
And who wants to just especially as a quarterback, how vulnerable you are out there between play. Who wants to just be out there getting ragged all around? Like, let's say you get drafted to Cleveland. You're playing against Pittsburgh twice a year. That's J.J. Watt, Cam Henyard, and Hayward, and all them. Then you got to go against Baltimore.
Yeah.
I ain't even finished with Pittsburgh because now they got Patrick Queen. Baltimore got Roquan Smith. They got all them guys coming off the edge. You got to pay them twice a year. You got the Bengals twice a year if they re-sign Hendrickson. Like, bro, I understand him. I'm not going just anywhere. Even though he wants to go to New York, that division ain't sweet either.
Yeah, I would not want to go to New York, period, because you facing against the Eagles, you facing against Redskins too.
Twice a year. Micah Parsons and company twice a year.
Like twice a year. Like, that's not.
And we could laugh at the Cowboys, but they're about even with the Cowboys. So it's like that's a game.
Yeah, that is. So it's like, like, shit, I know one team that he damn sure don't want to go to is Jacksonville.
Well, no, Jacksonville, I don't think is drafting a quarterback. I don't think they're moving on from Trevor Lawrence just yet.
They're not. And it's fucking stupid. Speaking of QBs, though, did you see how much the Bills just paid Josh Allen?
Yeah, they just cashed him out. Matter of fact, let me pull it up, the exact figure.
I think they just fucked
6-year, $330 million with $250 guaranteed.
I think they just fucked their team by doing that because, for one, I see, like, I'm kind of starting to see the trend. When you start to pay these quarterbacks a lot of money like that, depending on the team now, like Jacksonville, for instance, they paid Trevor Lawrence all that money. Look at them now. Like, they are still garbage as shit. You know, look at
but they were garbage as shit. The Bills aren't garbage as shit. And he's fresh off of an MVP season. Like, what the thing is with these guys, go ahead.
The thing is also too, though, when they did that, though, Jacksonville just came off of a pretty decent season where they actually ended up being number one in their division.
And that was their first time. Josh Allen has been doing this every single year since he got there. And at the end of the day, you know how the league works. What you don't pay them, somebody else will.
True that.
And for him to walk out, imagine him go, all right, well, then let me get up out of cold ass Buffalo. Then I'll request a trade. Or he starts holding out the way Lamar did. Either way, it's not going to work out. Sometimes you got to just pay these guys.
Like, I'm still on the mindset.
I know they had to. Go ahead.
I'm still on the mindset of, like, how Tom Brady and all them, the greats were. Like, they was like, look, pay me like what you can. Like, pay me, like, don't take me to no max deal. Like, let's spread this money out. Let's get these players.
Tom Brady's a one of a kind, though. He was married to a lady worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and they had a family together.
Also, too, look at like Drew Brees. Drew Brees was getting paid just as much as Tom was, but he didn't have no wife.
And look at what happened. Tom walked away with 7. Drew Brees walked away with 1. And Tom Brady outlasted him and broke all of his records. So now what do we have?
So 2 more seasons. That's it. Okay. Actually, no, it was 1.
Drew Brees could have been top 3. Now he's in the list with like a bunch of other guys for who could be in the running for top 3. Like,
still in top 3.
Top 10, okay, but was it worth it when you got the same pay?
No,
all
he's
that?
Still top 3. He's still top 3. Who you put, bro? It's literally.
There's a lot of guys who were just as efficient, because a lot of people get caught up in yardage and realize and seem to forget that different eras didn't pass the ball as much. When you go off of efficiency, guys like Elway, Marino, Montana, them motherfuckers were cold-blooded.
Montana was definitely cold-blooded. Montana definitely.
I'm pretty sure Joe Montana he went 4-0 in the Super Bowl and has 0 interceptions.
Yeah, that motherfucker is goated.
That's Jordan-like numbers, bro.
Let's not get started on Jordan.
That's Jordan-like numbers.
Like, in like the era that I grew up watching, I would definitely say my top 3 was always
you.
I forget you in my generation too, nigga.
Nigga, you older than me. Don't start confusing the listeners.
That's why I said that.
Don't start confusing the listeners now. Go ahead, Unc.
But I always put Breeze, Peyton, Tom. Like, that was always my big 3 right there. Because, like, them 3 was, like, just the way they played and the way they quarterback, they ran their offense. They ran that team. Like, so, And then honestly, shit, Breeze proved it when he left and went to the Saints. And then Tom proved it a hell of a lot more when he left, unfortunately, y'all, and went to Tampa Bay and won that chip. Fucking Peyton proved it just because it was Peyton. Like the nigga, the nigga was just a goat. Like Peyton
For me,
Manning was just a
it's
fucking goat.
Brady, Montana, and then yeah, Peyton.
Like, see, the reason why I can't like really put any of the old heads in like my top three is because like I never got to see them play. Like,
Oh, that's
granted,
what NFL films are for. I will go back and watch. I just wanted to know.
no, I know 100%, but like at the same time, it's different going back and watching it versus like
Hmm.
actually seeing it live. Like
Yeah,
we
seeing it every
saw,
Sunday.
seen how Peyton Manning played every Sunday. We seen Tom Brady play every Sunday. We seen Drew Brees play every Sunday. I never
And
got to
okay,
see.
so we got to go off of the top three that we watched with our own eyes growing up. Sorry, bro. It's for me. For me, it's Brady, Peyton, and we may not like him today, but Aaron Rodgers, bro. that motherfucking cold blooded,
Nah,
bro.
bro. I
Bro,
like the
Aaron
reason why
Rodgers has done some unfathomable shit, yo. My
Aaron
nigga
Rodgers
was
had.
he was like Kobe in his prime, but the quarterback version. Like with the game winners throwing them bomb Hail Marys down the field, like and on the money, like a dart, bro. Listen, Aaron
Like,
Rodgers, I know what we think of his attitude in the later years and him being all super fucking thinking he's, Nostradamus or whatever, and then his time with the Jets. But don't get it fucked up. When my
Aaron
man was
Rodgers
out here doing this shit,
bro, you
that
remember that fucking
motherfucker was cold, bro. That
you remember that fucking
nigga.
State Farm commercial? Discount Big Mac.
Dallas's worst nightmare, bro, was seeing some cheeseheads in the postseason.
Bro, them fucking State Farm commercials used to trip me out, dog. Niggas would be like, discount
Bro,
that. And I'm
what used
like,
to trip me out was when he would get a walk-off touchdown and then he go on the sideline and they throw the big ass coat on him like he James Brown, yo, and he just blowing out all the fucking cold air. I was like, yo, this nigga different.
would definitely say Aaron Rodgers is top five for me. Not top three, but top five. Like, definitely. Cause
I
like
know you biased because you a Saints fan, but bro, you gotta at some point you gotta pull up the tapes and be honest with yourself. There's some things Aaron Rodgers did that Drew Brees just couldn't do. Drew
but
Brees was
also
not
too,
as athletic as him.
Drew Brees might not have been athletic, but that nigga was still getting that rock out. That
He
nigga
was
was
nice. He was getting it up, but the way MVP speak for themselves. I think that's what separates them two niggas. Aaron Rodgers was getting them MVPs, yo. He was like, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna be able to get it done. I'm gonna put
yeah,
on the show."
that nigga did
He
put
had
on
the
a show
ball on
though.
a rope, son. Aaron Rodgers is the only quarterback that I think I've witnessed that can consistently throw the ball more than like 30, 40 yards down the field on the money every time. Like don't get me wrong, the other goats, they're gonna get it within a catchable range. They're gonna expect you to make something happen. But the most part, if they're throwing it down there, it's because they're not in a good spot right now. They're trying to make a comeback. And B, usually that guy is somewhat open.
True.
So you'll just see it in catchable range, whether they got to stop, whether they got to jump, whether they got a back shoulder, whatever. Aaron Rodgers will throw it 40 fucking yards down the field, and the ball will hit them niggas in the numbers in stride. And not to mention, this nigga will be out of the pocket throwing it like this. Like,
Yeah.
again, I know
Nigga
we
was
don't like
different.
his
Nigga was
attitude
different.
now. I've talked my shit, I've addressed it, but don't get it fucked up.
That nigga
Aaron
was
motherfucking Rodgers is cold blooded, nigga.
wait, I ain't gonna lie, he was that nigga. But
He was that guy,
that,
especially to be the follow up from Brett Favre, one of the original gunslingers.
yo,
Green Bay's been spoiled for a while. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah,
They've been spoiled for a while,
yeah, they damn sure have. And
and
I
they
look at
but
them.
they know how to develop quarterbacks though.
Shit, they do. The fuck they do, bro. And then like, but honestly though, like with this like whole off season,
Mm-hmm.
it's just wild. You got niggas getting paid. You got niggas getting traded. You would never thought get traded.
Bro, I was about to come up here and ask you about Myles Garrett requesting a trade. Next thing you know, Myles Garrett got paid. He's like, "Fuck it, four wins don't seem that
like,
bad." You know what I mean?
like, and I'm like, damn, like they really needed, like, honestly, if Miles would have left, it would have been back to old ass Cleveland again, where fans wasn't gonna show up to the games. Like, none of that shit. Because
123 M's. I
they
could
paying
see
him.
it. Be like, you know what?
You know
Ugh.
what? You know what it was? He saw that Max Crosby deal and was like, so y'all
Yeah,
not gonna
Max
pay me?
Crosby.
It was like, so y'all seen this white boy just got paid, and what's up? It's like,
I think because you know what I think it is, and I wasn't surprised when I saw the news he signed after requesting a trade. I think he's gonna do what a lot of players do. He's gonna accept the deal and then just request a trade next year at the end of the season, and
no, hundred
someone else is
percent,
gonna pick up the contract.
no, 100%.
But him getting paid and Max Crosby getting the big bag means Hendrickson on Cincinnati, bro. It's now or never for Cincinnati. They fucking franchise tag T Higgins. Y'all better make
Yep.
sure it's for a reason now. Either y'all gonna re-sign Hendrickson, or he's gonna walk, and now y'all gonna have a real big fucking problem. They're gonna have a real big problem because one of the issues last year was
They still
stopping teams, was getting stops on defense. That's why every game was a
like,
fucking shootout.
like, and that's crazy too, because Cincinnati got the offense. They have the offense, and I'm praying during this draft these niggas do not pick up any offensive people. They need straight defense, because like Cincinnati got the offense down pat, like no problem. Burrow, Chase, fucking Higgins, it's all you need. Them three right there. And then the chemistry between Chase ain't leaving unless Burrow leaving. I know that for a fact. But like just the chemistry with them three right there, it's like Burrow. No, I got if I ain't got Chase open, I got Higgins open. If I ain't got Higgins open, I got Chase open. And I'm damn sure 9 times out of 10 gonna have Chase open because he's burning niggas.
They
Like
need a new running back because they traded away Mixon and Perrine, and they need
yeah,
something to open up the passing lanes.
they definitely do need that too.
Tyler
But it's
Lockett's on the free market. Well, no, he ain't a running back.
no,
Never mind. Let me shut up. Let me shut up. He ain't even a running back. Go ahead.
I thought he got traded though to somebody.
No, he got released.
Well, he just
DK
got
got
released. Oh,
traded.
wait,
Yeah.
that's right. It was just a release, and then DK was requesting a trade, and then he got that shit.
And Joey Bosa also got released.
Oh my god! Like I don't know why the
Bruh.
Chargers would do that.
Because he keeps getting hurt and he's not living up to the hype. Like your
Yeah,
brother is
Nick
defensive
Bosa.
player of the year nominee every single year.
Yeah,
You big bro, and you either hurt or you like Khalil Mack basically came in and took over for whatever they expectation they had of Joey Bosa. So now it's like, nigga, dude, we don't really need you.
me too. Yeah, true. So now the
And
question
I
is,
think they was originally going to do that with Kyle Van Noy before when he first came in from New England, but he ended up going to Baltimore. So now that Khalil Mack, they re-signed him, they know he's staying. It's like, nigga, we could just get a younger version of you.
so now the thing is anybody going to take a chance on Joey?
Hell yeah. Because now you know you getting them for the low. You getting them on clearance value at this point. No offense, I don't want to say clearance, but okay, you getting them on sale. You getting them on a holiday sale, basically. Because anytime you get released, that's driving the price down. It's like, nigga, they didn't even test the market. Or A or B, they did test it and the market wasn't that good. So they was like, nigga, it's cheaper to just cut you.
True. So
Because I think some of these players sometimes I don't think they ask to be released, but I feel like they do ask to be traded or they ask to test the market. Is sometimes the players may get the feedback where they're like, fuck it, I don't even want to get traded. Because if y'all niggas try to trade me for a fucking fifth round or something, that's gonna drive my price down too. I get
like, and that's
released, I can get re-signed. You know what I mean? At least there's that question mark. I could re-sign for something, go off on a 1 year or in a
true.
2 year, and then re-up after one. You know what I'm saying?
Like it's crazy to think too, because like that's literally what's in everybody's like trade deals now. It's like, hey man, let me get that fifth round pick from you. And it's like, shit, I don't give a fuck. By the time that fifth round pick comes, I got all my picks I already need. But
Some
it's
of these
like,
players have clauses like Dak got clauses in his contract, like y'all can't trade me for certain round picks. Y'all can't trade me for X, Y, Z. Yo, make no mistake. People think Jerry Jones pulling a fast one. Dak Prescott is his agent is pulling a fast one on the Cowboys, and like he is getting cashed out, bro, with all the incentives. He damn near got a prenup for them niggas.
What? Like,
Y'all ain't about to do me like Romo, have me up here and working for CBS when I get out. Fuck that. I'm America's
bro,
team. Damn it, I'm the face of it.
Romo's played for too long. I'm gonna be honest. Like, everybody like, oh, Tony Romo, this Tony Romo. I'm like, bro, he's not good. Like, he he's not good. Like,
He
Romo had a
wasn't
few.
bad. He just he played on a team with crazy standards. Like if Romo played on another team and did what he did, he would have been looked at as like the pretty good quarterback. Like was just on a bad team, whatever. He wouldn't have got the same hate. It was because he was on America's team. They get hyped up every year. Everyone puts them on a pedestal, and then
We're
he
going to
played
something.
average or got pretty average results, and because of that, people were a lot, more tough on him than they would be for most,
You know,
guys.
it's just sad to think though that like all the niggas who's getting drafted this year is about to fucking enter the league before the Cowboys that went to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, there's been a few classes of people that have been born and won a ring or two. Oh, I think Patrick Mahomes is one of those. He was born after the last Super Bowl because he's about our age. So, which means he was born,
If
got three rings
he's
in that
older
gap.
than if he's older than 30,
No, but if he's younger, yes.
if he's younger than 30, then yeah, because the last time the Cowboys won a Super Bowl was in '95, which was the year I was born. So that's something to say. Like the year I was born was the last year that y'all niggas won a Super Bowl, and y'all have not been back to one since. Y'all haven't even. I don't even think they've been to an NFC Championship since.
They
Like,
haven't. They haven't.
that's crazy. Like y'all, that means y'all not gotten past.
They put up a list the other day of all the teams in the NFC that have made the NFC Championship in that gap, and it's literally every single team in the NFC.
Bro, that's
Yeah,
sad.
Patrick Mahomes was born September '95, so he was born after. It was the same year, I think, as their last Super Bowl because it was a '94 season, February '95. So
Yeah,
yeah, he's won three in that gap. Jalen Hurts has also won, been to two.
1-1. Should have been two, but
Hey, speaking of, I was on Twitter and there was this podcast from Barstool, and one of these journalists for the NFL, this lady was like discussing how she would be in favor of them hosting a Super Bowl in Europe. And all the guys was like, fuck no, like this is America's thing. Fuck Europe. Like this is, if anything, this should be a holiday, which it really should at this point. But I wanted to get your thoughts. What would you think if they tried to host a Super Bowl, do it World Cup style, and do it in
it
Europe?
it wouldn't be the same. It would not be the same. It would not get the same. It wouldn't have the same impact because, for one, the reason why the Super Bowl is so big is because it comes to a city in America that like, and it's just like it just grows that city for that weekend, that week period, because you got an influx of cash coming in. So to take it away from the states and send it over to Europe, it wouldn't have that same impact because now motherfuckers got to go out and buy plane tickets, which they're not trying to do. Motherfuckers got to have a passport, which if they don't already, it's gonna take them a minute to do it. Like the ticket's gonna be stupid expensive just because it's over in another country. Like it'll be a great experience for the players, maybe, but like at the end of the day, like you wouldn't have no true NFL fans there. Like you have people who just got introduced to the shit, you know. So
Yeah, it's already the price already. These high ass prices already is a disconnect for the real fans. So it's like now to take it away from our cities where we can't even go experience Super Bowl weekend. At some point, y'all got to stop. It's got to stop being just dollar signs. And I'm not. And this was a hypothetical, so I wouldn't actually just address the NFL in this way. But at some point, it's got to stop being about dollar signs and oh, this would be kind of cool to try to, bring it. Fuck the rest of the world, yo. This is America. This is the melting pot country. The whole world here already. Like, we don't need to keep going trying to impress the rest of the world. We are the top dogs. They all looking up at us. Keep the shit here. And if you are gonna do it, be prepared to face what the NBA is going through with a declining viewership, some subsidiary league coming in and starting to steal some of the views, and also give MLB the title as America's game at that point. Baseball is now America's game. Because what the fuck? Like the Super Bowl?
You got a
The
World Cup no more.
Super Bowl, bro.
Not the
What?
World the World Series don't even get that much like recognition no more, like how it
And
used
it
to.
would be in a way different time zone. Think about when they have them games in Germany and UK now during the season. We usually end up catching the highlights on Red Zone. Ain't nobody waking up to watch that shit.
Ain't nobody waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning
So
unless
that
you
would be
actually.
so that's another thing. We wouldn't even get a live Super Bowl. We would get a pre-recorded Super Bowl. Man,
Yeah,
child, please.
that wouldn't happen at all. Like
Crazy,
niggas
crazy.
be like, damn, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning and the Super Bowl's coming on. Like, nobody watching that shit. Nobody's watching
I
that
woke
shit.
up in the morning and went finding out the winner, and now I got to go watch the game, but I already know the winner. Like
Right.
what? Nah, fam, don't do that. That is the one way to guarantee a loss or a decline in viewership. Because at that point, we just gonna treat college football like the NFL for real. Just put all our money on that. Like they're forced to stay home. They're college.
You can't go nowhere. You
Can't go
can't go
nowhere.
nowhere. Like,
But I love the NFL. I really do. But I think that would be crossing the line for me at that point.
oh yeah, no, 100%.
I would have to, yeah, I have to
Mm.
cut them off.
Like,
Speaking of league changes, or wait, you had some more on that topic? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it'd be like the most stupidest thing they ever fucking did. Like, niggas would not, nobody would like it. Like, I could literally see that'd be the one thing that unites the country out of nowhere. If we get rid of football from like the Super Bowl from U.S. soil to a European soil,
It would feel like a big middle finger to the country, a big undeserved middle finger.
like, like you gonna have
Like, what
motherfuckers
about the day
like,
one fans? We've been here all year buying these expensive tickets. You already made it where the real fans can't even afford to go actually root for their team. There's a bunch of random fucking tech gurus and shit in there. They're not even really bopping along. They're not really drunk off the beer like you should be at a football game. It feels like a fucking TED talk watching it from home. Nobody's losing their mind. Because football, that playoff atmosphere they always talk about. You ever notice the Super Bowl never has that?
oh no,
No matter
it
how
never know.
crazy the game is, there's never that like shit. We gotta call a timeout. I can't even get the playoff. It's too fucking loud.
Oh yeah, no.
The biggest game, the most important game of the year, you'll never get that. As it is, now you want to send this shit to Europe. And the players now complain about European games. They're like, it fucks up our sleep, the time schedule, the food sucks, and now you're fucking with their nutrition in the most crucial time of the year. Yeah,
You know,
nah. Europe, kiss our asses. But speaking of league changes, you see Angel Reese, WNBA player Angel Reese, went on her talk show and started threatening a lockout, which is pretty ironic because I was actually going to suggest when we had Tay here one time, I was going to suggest when we were talking about like equal pay in leagues, how come the WNBA doesn't just try a lockout? But I was going to say that jokingly, like sarcastic. She's actually like threatening a lockout. What do you?
I mean, for the longest, the WNBA players have been screaming, "Well, why aren't we getting paid as much as you know the NBA players?" We're doing the same. We're pretty much doing. They're trying to say they're pretty much doing some of the same shit they're doing. And I'm like, okay, that's you're trying to make a fair point, but at the same time, y'all are not getting views like how the NBA is getting views. The NBA has been around for years, upon years, and I'm pretty sure in the beginning, niggas wasn't getting no like $100 million contracts like they is now. So you gotta go through the rough stages because what they fail to realize, yeah, we're in a different day and era. Like, people are getting paid a whole lot of money. But at the same time, too, y'all are still in y'all beginning era. Like, y'all haven't even crossed the like 50-year mark. Hell, like I think y'all barely might have crossed the 20-year mark. So to try to
No,
be
they
like,
crossed it because they started in 98, 99. So they're
like I
like
said,
20, 26, 27 years
so
old
like
now.
like, but so they crossed the 20-year mark, but y'all haven't really like hit that like I've got true veterans like the NBA can literally say like they have people who's been in the league for like years or like was in the league years ago and
But
now
I don't
like
even think the
like
length of the league matters that much because the UFC is way newer and them niggas are getting cashed out because they're getting views.
that's the
I
thing
like. I
too.
think we're good. Before we get too lost going down that lane with with the whole tenures and how long they've been in. I think we got to keep it simple, bro. It's simple economics. Niggas don't have views. There's no sold out games. The stadiums are halfway empty.
You're barely getting your playoffs is barely getting watched. Your fucking championship is barely getting watched. I can't even really tell you who won the last year for their championship.
Bro, you tell me if an artist books a concert in one of those arenas and has that same type of turnout, they're canceling their tour.
Yeah,
So it's like I'm reading right now an article, right? Sports Pro. Um, well, this was before it ended up coming out, but it showed this past year the WNBA lost $40 million, and that's the best that it's been since their inception. They lose money every
yeah,
single year. The only reason that they're around is because it's a NBA tax write off. That literally the NBA donates money to them every year as a tax write off.
yeah.
They're still owned by the NBA, basically. So it's like they say the NBA should do more. They should help. They already give y'all free money every single year.
It's what y'all do with that money that is the
It's not
thing.
even what y'all do. Y'all asking for more percentage, but then it's like y'all want a bigger percentage of what? Y'all are still net negative every single year. Y'all have not. I just personally, I can't think of one business that has started in the 90s has not made one red cent, not a single penny in profit, and is still today in business.
Yeah,
Like y'all are the only people in the world that is getting this
yeah,
nice hand, and everyone is still making a high six-figure salary. Like they're still coming out of college earning, you know what I mean, the same as like senior engineers and attorneys and shit like that. Like
yeah. And then on top of that, you're still getting your endorsements, which is paying you millions. So
I feel like, and now you're talking about this whole, oh well, we're gonna boycott, well, or do a lockout. The only problem with it is the face of the lockout isn't the face of the league. I don't even think she's the best player on her team, if I'm not mistaken, let alone the best player in the league. And okay, you guys do a lockout in a league where already you're struggling with views, you haven't made profit. If you do a lockout, you're basically voluntarily just poof destroying the league. Like, all right, you're just giving up the league, saying we're not going to do this no more because who's gonna beg and ask you to come back if you
yeah.
already like the people who put the money up and invest, they're like, yo, we lose our ass on this shit every fucking year. Pause. But we lose every year on this product since inception. Now y'all telling us, hey, we're gonna voluntarily tell y'all no, y'all no more. We're not gonna do this. It's not the same as when the NBA, the MLB, the NFL does a lockout and they're like, yo, shit, this is about to fuck up the country right now. A lot of people have been waiting on this all year. Like, nigga, we need y'all to perform. We took out billions of dollars of taxpayer loans to build this stadium. We gotta pay the city back. Like, we need you niggas to go out there and perform. They don't have that type of
They don't. And it's like,
demand. You know what I'm like? That's like us. I can't look at YouTube and be like, yo, YouTube, we grind. I'm out here. I'm doing all the editing, everything myself. We're recording late night. I should be compensated the way Barstool is. Like that's just we're
That's,
both on YouTube. I
but you're
got
not
people
getting
that
it
say they find my shit funny. They like my content. So why am I not getting compensated the same as Barstool?
because you don't got the views, nigga. You don't got the
YouTube gonna be like, nigga, we don't make any fucking money off of you yet. Like,
views. Like now, like
and if
I,
I'm willing to see that myself with my own channel, I'm willing to be honest about it and just call the numbers. It is what it is. At some point, one of these girls gotta like pick up a mirror and look within. Like, yo, maybe us fighting with the owners, maybe us calling men out all the time. Maybe we need to ask the Kardashians, how did they make $1 billion empire for just sitting around doing nothing? Y'all are the ones
you
with
gotta get
talent.
y'all gotta
Go
get
call
people
them your
interested.
sisters, yo. Like, y'all should be
You
selling out arenas.
like you gotta get people interested in women's basketball, and if you don't, you can't. You're not gonna do shit. Like you're not going nowhere. You're not gonna go to the heights that you want to go. You can't ask for the money that you're asking for without having some kind of like receipt saying why you deserve this money. You feel me? Like for instance, like at my job, you know, we had asked if we can get more manning, but then they pull up our workloads and stuff, and they like in our man hours of what we've been working, and they like, y'all want more manning, but you already are getting the work done with the manning you have. Why do you need more people? Like I don't understand that. So that's the same deal with
Yo, why
with
do we need
them.
to hire someone else, put someone else on payroll,
Like
open up a new salary? Now that's a whole different part of the budget. Now we got to take out. Then y'all gonna still want holiday bonuses too, right, motherfucker? I know that.
exactly.
You
So
don't
it's
want me to be
like
like, hey, no, we just had to hire Eric. Remember that? That's your holiday bonus right there.
like so the WNBA is literally trying to be on that mindset, but it's like at the same time, where's your receipts? Like you don't have no receipts to show anything. Hell, I don't even think y'all jerseys even are selling like that. Like
Bro, think
merch.
of
Like
any girl you know who's into basketball will tell you their favorite player and team. If you just say you like basketball, who you watch, why don't they ever say their favorite WNBA team or player?
the
How come
game.
none of these women that we know can name a WNBA team in their local city?
It's only a few women that I know, and that's only because they are actual like old sports heads that been like
Or they
following
like
all
women.
sports.
Those
That's
are
it.
usually the two.
Like that's it. So it's like it's only a few like that actually can tell me. And the only reason why I know only certain names that I know is because I look at them like, damn, that woman fine as shit. Shit, basketball player, shit, she fine as shit. Let me find out about her. Like Skylar Diggins, bro. Skylar Diggins. Oh my god, that woman is fine. She might be married,
Bro.
but she fine.
Or that one girl who recently dropped a story about Stephon Diggs, the one I put in the group chat.
Yep.
I've been following her for years. I was like,
What?
what the fuck? She playing the WNBA?
Yep.
Even when they broke the story on some of these other sports pages and stuff, they were like Instagram model says that, and I'm like, yo, she's a WNBA
She's a
player.
WNBA. Like you see
But she
stuff like
probably makes
her
more money on
stuff.
Instagram.
Like, and that's my thing. It's like, damn. It's like you literally like it's just hard for people to like watch the WNBA because it doesn't give you that same excitement as watching the NBA. Because you seeing niggas get dunked on in the NBA. Like niggas is literally like them blocks is serious in the W is in the NBA versus WNBA. Like you seeing LeBron literally hawk down a motherfucker, and you like thinking he got a wide open layup, and out of nowhere, boop, nope, get that shit out of here.
What be
Like
frustrating with them too is because they always when they're done blaming us and insulting us and saying we're the problem, they then usually want men to be the ones to fix it by coming and watching it. But they never take any of our suggestions when we say how to keep our attention. Because the thing is, it's really uniquely only them that struggles, basketball specifically. They try to make it a women's men thing. Women's sports don't struggle. Tennis don't be struggling. UFC don't be struggling. Soccer, maybe just because real soccer well, not real soccer, but men's soccer. I mean, when you got Ronaldo and Messi, it's like I can only watch for so many games in a day, bro. They're not even speaking English. Come on now. Um, Softball, them outfits is enough. Be doing it.
Shit,
You
track
know
and
what I
field.
mean? Volleyball, track and field. You can go on and on and on, and it's just basketball. That's not as entertaining, and they won't even take our suggestions. If you jokingly, or not even joke, like Gilbert Arenas said, hey, when it came to the NBA, they wanted us to clean up our looks. They didn't say so overtly sex sells, but they had us tighten up the jerseys, shorten up the shorts a little bit. They wanted a newer look to bring in female fans and stuff like that, and we accomplished that. Revenue spiked. They'll tell the girls, "Hey, wear shorter shorts, wear tighter this and that." You guys, you're so misogynistic. This and that. Why can't you just blah, 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 blah. Just like, okay, all right, whatever. All right, I just want to watch it. And then someone will say something like Shaq, "Hey, how about y'all lower the rim? Why do we have to lower the rim? We've been practicing. We da da da. Y'all play with a smaller ball. Just lower the rim. Like we want to see dunks. We want to see high flying, flashy play. We want to see.
Like
I
you
think if the
lower,
hoop was on 8.5, it would make the difference, yo.
like you literally, if you start seeing women just out of nowhere start dunking on other women, that'll be like, damn, I gotta go watch this shit. Like, cause there's only a few girls in the league now that can dunk, and it's like, what? One of them is Brittany Griner because she's tall as shit. If you're not tall as shit, you're not dunking. And it's like, get your hops up. If you get your hops up and start dunking on motherfuckers, we're gonna be like, damn, maybe
And
we should
even then,
start
she's
watching this
not
shit.
even like going crazy dunking. She's getting some basic
Exactly.
Tim Duncan ass dunk. And then it's like their highlight of the year. They're like, oh, it's a dunk of the year. And it's like, bruh, this looks like an eighth grader's first dunk. What are we talking about?
Like literally, like the moments where you see a chick in the WNBA windmill that shit and dunk over somebody, I guarantee you that moment is the moment where you will see a spike in fucking views because everybody gonna be talking about, yo, did you see that windmill, bro? That she did. That she did. What you talking about? Niggas going on YouTube watching this shit and they like, oh, I gotta start watching WNBA if they doing this shit. So
It wouldn't even take that. If you could just get a couple highlights of it, you could put it in the commercials when they do the mashups on like ESPNs and
like
NBCs and ABC, and they show all the sports. Now you got ponytails flying in, dunking, blocking, doing all this. It's like, oh shit, I gotta tune in and watch one of those. Like you'll get genuine views off the curiosity, but they don't want to take anybody's suggestion on how to improve. They don't want to listen, and it's a hard league to sell. It
women's
is.
basketball. Like I'm gonna be honest, shit. If they came out with a women's league for the NFL, if
They had
they,
the lingerie football league.
let's see, that's lingerie.
And
Like
but think about when you actually watched the game. You couldn't even really see the lingerie. I mean, bottom half, yes, you could see what's out is out,
yeah,
but it was more entertaining because of what it was like. Oh wait, no, these girls are really going at it. Like
they be
we
hitting
came here
motherfuckers.
for the lingerie, but their talent is what kept us.
They hitting
You just
niggas.
got to worry
Like
about getting that foot in the door. Who cares about how you attract the attention? It's about maintaining it. They re- they refuse to do what's done to attract it, and then also can't maintain it, but they're mad at everybody else. It's like, bro, your product is just
now, ain't nobody saying that them WNBA players need to go out in some lingerie. I ain't saying that at all. But if they did have a
no,
little,
no. The vast majority of them don't.
if a
But
couple of
I
them had
will
some
say
tighter
they.
shorts,
I don't know if it's purpose. I don't know if it's by coincidence, but they've done a better job at drafting more attractive women over the years,
oh yeah, like
which I
I
think
ain't
is
gonna lie,
also helping viewership. Because at the end of the day, yo, this is out of bounds. We're gonna call it spade a spade. Nobody wants to watch a bunch of butches out there. Even women don't want to watch that. So
they be
men
bitches,
damn
bro. They
sure
be
don't want to
bitches.
watch that.
Like I said, I ain't even gonna cap. Andrew
Like
Reese
if
got
that
a
was it,
talk
I'll go to
about
local
on
county jail and just watch pickup games if I really wanted to see that.
that. Not the
So you
local
know what I'm
county, nigga.
saying?
This
Now
nigga
they
said the
drafting some
county.
better things, and it's like, okay, let me go see a hoop.
Oh man, this nigga said the local county. I'm dead.
For real. If I wanted to see a bunch of butchers out there, like, I'll just go to LA Fitness or some shit. Like I don't need to see
like,
this.
like shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Like hell, like college is actually more entertaining than WNBA, just because them girls actually going hard in that shit. They're like, nope. like the passing and all that. I'm like, okay, these they got some game, you know. And then they get to the league and it's like they fall off because no one's really watching it like that. You know, like for
I'm gonna
instance,
take your word for it.
there's this chick, USC, Juju Smith. Girl can
I heard
ball.
of Juju.
Juju can ball, bro. And I'm like, damn. And she bad
And
too.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I don't know if it's by coincidence, strategy, or the latter, but I was like, they're attracting better looking women. If that's gonna age better.
Oh yeah.
She could be like what Serena was for tennis. You know what I mean? It's just like
Ain't
men are
nobody.
now tuning in just because we just want to
Nah,
watch you.
nah. Can't nobody be like Serena, bro. Like Serena
Serena was thick, but Juju was more. She's a better looking girl.
is,
So
but just
that's all
Serena
I'm
is
saying.
different. They dad looked at them both and said, "Dennis is gonna be the first one to do it, but you gonna be the better one to do it." I said,
I mean, she was a different athlete. Like they were doing different training workouts. She was doing more
"Oh yeah,
short bursts, and your muscles are gonna look a little bit different when you're doing short bursts versus when you're doing
true."
long. Like think about them sprinters versus the marathon runners. Like you know what I mean?
Them sprinters are buff, versus the marathon runners are like
Yeah,
they're
so
like
when you talk
Ethiopian
about a
kids,
tennis
goddamn.
versus a basketball, it's just different. Even though I know those are the wrong sports to compare, because when you look at the men's version, basketball still be more brolic than the tennis niggas, bro. They will beat their ass, yo.
Bro, speaking of men's basketball, dog, I gotta say it. I feel like the Lakers is winning the chip this year, bro.
I was
I,
just about to bring that
I
topic up.
feel like the Lakers is winning the chip this year, dog.
Ain't Bron out the rest of the season?
I don't know about the rest of the season, but he did come out the game for with a groin injury last
Yeah, they
night,
said he was
and
gonna be out the rest of the regular season, I thought.
they say he's gonna miss a couple of more games. He's gonna miss a couple games. But even if he is out for the rest of the season, bro, the Lakers are firing on all cylinders, bro.
Nigga, I don't know about winning it without him though. That's
They like so no, like they're firing on all cylinders, and if anything,
oh no, it's only 1 to 2 weeks. I'm sorry.
so even still though, like that's nothing because like, bro, like the way they're balling out right now is just crazy. Like Mavericks fucked up. Mavericks fucked up big time.
Yo, allegedly the GM, his wife is like a super fan of Luca. Like weird, like crazy super fan. And like this is just rumors that's out here down yonder, but allegedly she's like a super fan, and he would get a little jealous and was like, "Yeah, let me get up out of here." But
Apparently,
Kyrie hurt, Anthony Davis hurt, they fucked up.
I think that GM got. I think I seen something that said that GM got fired.
I wouldn't be surprised, but remember what I told y'all that other podcast about the whole conspiracy about them trying to get the Mavericks up out of here
Yeah,
to
but like,
Vegas, which I really hope don't happen.
but now like you got a lot of. It's a lot of teams out there that's like they hungry, but when you got somebody like Luca who just came off of a finals loss and he was looking for like that one missing piece that he needed to where he could have win it. I feel like he found that when he went over to LA because he's like, oh, I got LeBron, who's always going to average 20 something points a game. And then I got this point guard who's literally playing it just as good as the second best player on any team. Then I got a good center now. I got another bench person. I got all my bench people coming off the bench, like balling out. A couple of them, not all of them, a couple of them. And it's like we got a team. Like I have a team. Like yeah, he. It's funny too because it's the only time you really seen LeBron ever let somebody else come in and just take over. Because Luca has literally done that. Luca has taken over, and it's like LeBron is just being his actual position. And I'm like, that's crazy. Like this nigga has taken more 3-point shots than like I've seen this season in the last couple seasons. Normally LeBron is straight driving to the basket. I'm getting that and one on your ass. Now this nigga's pulling up.
I mean, he's been taking more shots as the past few seasons because he's getting older as well.
True, But like this year, like this nigga
I
has
mean,
taken
Jason Tatum just kind of brushed by him and he almost was knocked out cold.
40. He's 40 years old and he's still balling out though with these niggas. That's what's crazy.
Nah, nah, nah. I was being sarcastic. He was flopping. He's also 40 years old, still flopping, which is nasty work. And you know I'm a Bron fan, but I'm also very objective. And
I'm a huge
Bron,
LeBron
that's
fan. I
some
don't.
nasty work. You 40s still flopping. Like Jason Tatum literally just brushed him like this. He got hit in the chest and he was like, oh, hitting his face and going down and shit, bro. Yeah, it was Bron. That was some nasty work. You too old for this.
Like
It's
everybody
probably
trying to
costing you more effort and wear and tear on your body flopping than what actually transpired.
like it's funny because like people are trying to say like there's a few people I know they talking about OKC. They think OKC gonna take it. I'm like, OKC is good this year, but the problem is they got a whole bunch of young dudes who ain't been on that kind of pressure on that kind of stage. Versus you
Yeah, but the
playing
old dudes that are left that are supposed to be the gatekeepers can't stay healthy.
true, but at the same time you also got some people like for instance Luca who's been on that stage a couple of times. He's been in the playoffs a couple of times, twice in a row. It's just first year he didn't make it that far. Second year he went all the way, and now you got him again on a team with a dude who's been there 10 times, actually 10 plus times if I'm not mistaken. Let me see if I got this right. Once with like what 3 times with the Cavs, no 4 times with the Cavs, 4 times with the no, it's about 10 times. He's been in 10 finals. I'm like, that's crazy. Like LeBron's been to 10 finals. Granted, he's only won like four of
Four and
those
ten.
finals.
Four
He's
and 10,
four for
yeah.
six. But even still, it's like, nigga, he's been there. He's been on this stage, and now you putting Luca, who's also been on this stage too, and been in the playoffs a few times. Like, I feel like this shit is gonna get done. Like, this shit is gonna get done for them. Now, as far as the East goes, I can't really tell you who's gonna win in the East because Celtics are always dangerous in the playoffs.
Cavs at this point.
Cavs is looking nice too, but they was looking nice last year, but they didn't make it that far in the playoffs.
That's a
So
good point. That's a good point.
it all comes down at the end of the day. It really all comes down to who they matched up
You know
with,
I want my Knicks to win, but I don't like jinxing it.
bro. If the Knicks,
That's
like
what I
for
really
the
want.
Knicks to go, if the for the Knicks to go, I ain't gonna lie, I would be like, damn, them niggas need to win. If they go, then I'll be like, the Knicks need to win.
Right?
Like if you go to the finals, you have to win. Like you is
Last time
no,
they went, I was like 3 or 4 years old, bro. I couldn't even remember it.
bro.
Like
Like
this was yes.
For the Knicks to go, they have to win it. They have to fucking win. Cause like
Bro, I'm
they,
telling you right now, I would be as obnoxious as a Cowboys fan if they win.
if I'm not mistaken, the Knicks is one of the older teams in the league too. And it's like, damn, bro. Like y'all niggas
All
have.
major leagues, when you think of original teams in the league, New York has one.
Oh
The
yeah,
Giants, the Knicks, the Dodgers, the Yankees, across the board. That's just yeah.
yeah.
New York, Dallas, LA, Boston, Philly, those type of cities are always going to be the first to have a team.
Oh
Chicago,
yeah.
they're not going to waste no time on a major team. But since we're speaking about LeBron, I got to ask, did you see that video of him standing on business against Stephen A? No, it was
Hey,
really Stephen A standing on business. LeBron was just trying to press him.
he he pressed him, but he pressed him not as a player, as a parent though. Like, cause that nigga, he's like, hey
Look
man,
at you stealing Stephen A's line.
just say he pressed that nigga as a parent, like he said, cause like like it goes kind of go back to the whole when we talk about the NFL and like the parent, like the former NFL players and getting their sons in the league and stuff. It was it's one of those kind of deals. It's like, yeah, I got my son in the league, but at the same time too, you sit here harping the fuck out of my son. Keep in mind, my son was the 55th pick in the draft. The 55th, that's kind of low. That fuck kind of that's low. in the draft. And then
Second round, mid-level pick. That's okay.
like you not even like you holding him to a standard of like as if he was the number one pick. And
But he's holding it to a standard that LeBron set. And I think that's what LeBron is missing, though. You're mad because people are calling out that he's not living up to the hype that you set, nigga. It was you that came out last year in the press conference and said, "Oh yeah, he's already better than like half the niggas in the league right now." And he can't even barely make the roster. If not for you, he would be in the G League. So you can't get mad that a
which he was.
professional sports analyst just happened to notice this very fucking obvious thing and talked about it. Like all the attention that Bronny has is what you brought on the nigga.
And honestly,
Nobody
I
was
feel like
checking for him. Nobody was asking about Bronny James. You force fed him to the media. Every press conference you had, you was talking about him. Every time you got a chance and you weren't doing Lakers related shit or training, you had your camera crew following you to his games. So now that the media is finally now here, they're like, all right, LeBron, you called us. We're here. We're watching. Yeah, this product ain't it. This ain't it. This ain't what we want to see. Now you all butthurt. What the fuck? Like, hey, man. Stephen A, he didn't get on his show or whatever, but in the video, it looked like he stood on business. It looked like he didn't look like he got shooken up or frazzled. Like he was trying to just
oh
like,
no,
what? Because it's
oh no.
like, bro, Bron, what are you doing, bro? What are you really doing? And
It
with LeBron, again, we speaking as LeBron fans, bro, but something about ever since he went to LA, he's a different LeBron, yo. I don't like this Hollywood LeBron.
he,
Everything he says and does feels like an act or some scripted thing. And even that felt like it was somewhat scripted or an act. It looked pre-planned. Like he had Al Morris standing right there, like, yo, I'm about to go over there against him. Stand right there with me so we can look, And then like it's like, yo, bro, there's no way in hell you thought there wasn't 1,001 cameras pointed at you watching it. If you really wanted to press him, like even Stephen A kind of alluded to, bro, you have my number.
he could have pressed me. Like, yeah.
You know that I go through the private tunnel like everyone else because I'm a celebrity. You could have pressed me back there. You did this whole little whatever and then walked off angry and whatever. It just feels a little like an act, bro. I gotta call it what it feels like an act. And it's like, nigga, for what? What are you mad about?
He's
Don't
like
call attention and then get mad at attention.
it's I don't know. It's one of those like I feel like I agree. Bronny is not living up to the potential that like he was put out to be. But also too at the same time, it's like we really can't. I really can't hold him to. I feel like personally that we can't hold him to a high standard just because like look at what
And
the
no one's knocking Bronny. It's really all the shots are really at his dad. Like, nigga, stop force feeding him, bro. He's not that good.
now one thing I am glad he doesn't do is force feed Bryce because Bryce is just that nigga. Like if you seen it in Bryce's highlights,
Uh,
Bryce is making a league without fucking his dad's help, 100%.
I think he did that with Bronny because he wanted to speed up the process of him getting to the league so he can ensure they could possibly play together.
Yeah,
But it's like, bruh, you can't like right now, as this obviously we improving every week. We getting cameras, we're getting new mics, we're figuring out how it goes. But if I was to take this podcast as it is and put it on the billboard, and then it got the views I was hoping it was getting the thousands, but the comments were letting us know, hey, yo, your camera quality sucks, bro. Get a better camera. Yo, the audio ain't shit, bro. Get better mics. I can't now go and bitch and do a whole podcast like, yo, the comment section, y'all need to stop, yo. That's fucked up, yo. And watch how you talk about Rand and Tay, yo. Those are my friends, yo. Like, it's like, nigga, you asked for the attention. Now that I gave you my fucking attention, you're gonna get some feedback, motherfucker. Like, you
true
know what I
that,
mean?
true that. You know,
Yeah, I'm on Stephen A side with this one.
I don't like. I'm really not like on either one side because sometimes Stephen A. do be out of pocket with this shit. Sometimes that nigga really do be out of pocket with it. But then there's times where it's like, okay, Stephen A. I agree with 100% what you're saying, and like because don't get me wrong, Stephen A. is a great analyst, bro. Like he's been doing this shit for years, like
Arguably the GOAT.
literally, So like I said, there's times where it's like, damn, Stephen A, you kind of wilding out, bro. You saying some real crazy shit, dog. Like, do you even believe this shit you saying? And then there's sometimes it's like, nah, nigga, you right. You 100% right. Like everything you say, I agree with that shit.
And you're right.
But
He can be out of pocket sometimes, but with regards to LeBron's son specifically, Stephen A, I've been watching him because I watch his show, even his YouTube shit, just to kind of take notes and what we should do to improve. And I can say, bro, I've been watching his coverage of Bronny. He's never once was out of pocket, and he's never once even gave really direct criticism to Bronny. Every time he talks about him, it's like, yo, LeBron, stop this, bro. It's not fair to your son. You are forcing him on and he's not ready. He's not ready, and it's very obvious. And now he's getting harsh criticism from people who don't like you, who want to see you fail. And now you're just serving him up on a hot platter. Like, and it's like for you to attack Stephen A for saying that, like to me, it's like because you kind of somewhat see the truth in what he's saying. And not only that he's saying it, he's the face of what a lot of people have been saying. He don't get me wrong, it's not just Stephen A. He's just leading the charge, or he's the most familiar voice.
because Stephen A ain't afraid to take the charge on anything, calling some shit out.
But it's like you're pressing the person who's been the most respectful about it. Like if you're gonna press a journalist or a sports analyst about this whole situation, you're pressing the one guy who's been the most respectful and would continue to be the most respectful, as well as give you the outlet. Not that LeBron needs a platform; he has his own show and all this shit. But if you wanted like another, third party platform to kind of, you know what I mean, give the interview, whatever, be your voice of reason. It's like, why burn that bridge with him?
True.
You know what I mean?
I think
That's acting on emotion and not logic, and I just don't get
now
it.
I will say it's something that I did see like actually earlier today. Somebody was talking about it was like, everybody does criticize Bronny. Everybody criticized him the moment he got in the league. But the moment he stepped out of the league and went to the G League, where was all this talk about Bronny then? Nobody was talking about how he was doing when he was in the G League. Because if you actually go look at his G League numbers, nigga was balling out. And honestly, I feel
Because you
like he
gotta
could.
go look up the G League numbers. Those games aren't broadcasted on TV, so people can't see. Like again, some stuff is like, all right, are people being haters or are we being realistic? It's one thing to critique somebody who's starting or playing in the first quarter for the fucking Los Angeles Lakers. It's another thing to now have to go out of your way to find G League games, watch them consistently, and give like, come on, nigga. They don't even televise them shits, bro. You gotta go
You
find it on
know,
the internet. Like, what are we talking about, bro?
niggas don't even really show up to the G League game because they don't know when it is.
Nobody's talking about it because nobody was there, bro. It was like 20 people in the crowd. There was no cameras.
So,
Just one guy streaming on a webcam. Like, what are we talking about?
so I kind of understood. Like, I kind of like, I felt them in a way, but also too, like you said, it was like nobody was really watching. It was like I understand nobody was covering it. And yeah, it should have like you would have thought with Bronny going there, people would have like kind of gave it a little bit of attention. But it's like at the same time, it was like, niggas in the G
And
League.
and even Bronny's going. He's balling in G League, bro. You should have let him stay in college and do this. His
True.
hype would have been more justified. You pulled him out when he was averaging like 4 points a year, for the
That
season in
game.
college,
It's
fresh off a heart attack. Like you should have what he's doing in the G League now, he could have been doing at USC. And
true.
now the hype would have been like, yo, this is LeBron Jr. Do you see this nigga dunking on niggas? Do you see him crossing niggas up at USC, bro? They about to make a run in the March Madness tournament, bro.
Yeah,
This is crazy. Like the Lakers gotta get him, but instead, you took a kid who just had a heart problem. He got to play the second half of the season. He only averaged like maybe 4 points a game. He was still recovering,
you could tell he wasn't the same after that heart issue, bro.
and then
And
drafted him early on. Like everyone, he's a 50-something number pick. People have to say that to kind of strategically make it sound like he was late, bro. He was a high second round pick. And in the league with a lot of fucking rounds and a lot of pick, that's a high pick. There was no way any logical person could have justified him being a first round pick. And that's the only reason he
he was
wasn't.
on the first
Otherwise,
round.
they would have finessed it. But it's like, bro.
And it like to be 100% honest too, like I definitely agree. Bronny should have definitely stayed his ass in college and did another year or two, develop his game more, get back confident in his self that he can ball out. Because the Bronny that we seen when he went to USC was not the Bronny that we seen when he was like doing the AUs and the fucking high school shit. Like that's not the same Bronny. Because like Bronny then was like dunking on niggas like it was left and right. But even niggas taller than him, he was like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Boom, I'm a dunk on your ass. You feel me? And it's like my prayer is that Braun don't try to do the same thing he did to Bronny to Bryce. But then again, like I said, Bryce is balling out on his own. He really don't need his dad's help. Literally, I just seen a video before this call of Bryce. Like, dude came up to Bryce while Bryce is sitting on the bench, got all up in his face and shit.
Oh, I seen that. And then he blocked
Next
this shit,
fucking play, he blocked his shit.
pinned this shit on the glass, and
And that
stared him
nigga looked
down.
and nigga looked at him like, what? Like, I'm that guy. Like, it's just like, oh yeah, no, you gonna be that guy. And the fact that you got your dad's height and your dad's build from when he was in high school, that lets me know when you get in the league, they're gonna do you the same way they did your dad. Tell you, hey bro, you wanna survive, nigga, you gonna have to get big. Like, you gonna have to get a little muscle on you. And that's exactly what he gonna do. He gonna get in that weight room. And especially with his dad too, he gonna be like his dad gonna tell him too. You need to get in that weight room, put some weight on you, bro. Ball out.
I
And
will
he gonna
say
do it.
though, and this may be an unpopular opinion, but one option I don't think is discussed enough, or at least talked about enough with them niggas. You niggas do not have to be NBA players. Y'all don't have to play basketball. Like this whole, oh, LeBron's been in the league forever. He's generated billions. The league he's trying to get his sons in, da da da. I get it and I hear it. However, the flip side of it, if I was to play devil's advocate, is like, yo, my man's, you are an active player and a billionaire, the first of its kind. You own teams in different countries, in different leagues, bruh.
Yeah.
You own production companies. You're a billionaire. You've made millionaires. They've given you so much. Like, when is enough enough? Like, bruh, basketball, you've juiced and milked everything you can out the sport as a player. As a billionaire, your kids do not need, they don't have to be up out there grinding, putting in work, being ridiculed by the press, since that clearly seems to be a problem for you guys. Nigga, they can go to the most elite schools in the country and learn how to be sports agents, learn how to be lawyers, learn how to run one of
Yeah.
your many businesses that you have now. Like,
That's some
I
shit.
just don't, I don't see the use and pressure in there, putting them under this pressure and forcing them in the spotlight to try to live up to you, because it's like you're one of a kind. You're the first in your family tree to be like this. You I don't want to say smoking like, but you got to be crazy to think that you're going to hit that genetic lottery 2 times in a row. Your next gen is going to be just like you. It's only probably going to be one of them. My bet is on Bryce. He's probably going to be better, and he's playing with house money. He's playing with a lot less pressure, so he can go out there and really do his thing. But at the end of the day, and it doesn't just have to be LeBron, but in general, it's like these niggas don't have to be ball players. Like, nigga, you made it. It The probability that they'll be you or better, it's very low. I feel like it's less pressure on players whose dads were just journeyman, rotational players, because now their kids can come in. It's like, you know,
I
they can
mean, it's
sneak through the cracks. Nobody even really is paying attention to them until they start going off. You know what I mean?
like Steph Curry's his dad, like he was in the league, but like, he wasn't that like
Yeah, he didn't have that pressure
he
going
didn't
into
have that pressure.
college.
So
Tim
it's like
Hardaway Jr. didn't have that pressure going in. Kenya Martin's son didn't have that pressure going in.
so it's like,
Some of
Steph
these
can feed
guys,
Steph.
exactly.
But
It's like, bro, you doing enough. I mean, you doing a lot. Like, you putting on pressure, and then you hand holding them too. Like, y'all on the team together. And the thing is, even when they're on the bench together, bro, it really does look like a father and a son. Like, he doesn't have your build, your height.
how
It
that
really does look like take your child to work day, bro. It really does. Like, they sit on the
I
bench. It's like, do they play in the same league for real? They're on the
Like
same team.
I ain't gonna lie, like the funniest thing ever that I seen was right after he got drafted, nigga was coming out with memes. And it was like one of them said breaking news, LeBron is now in trouble for fucking one of the players, one of his players' mom. I was like, yo, these niggas is dumb for saying shit like that. But it's like it is hilarious because it's like
Bro, he never.
really he should have just let him like if he was gonna get him in the league, he should have just let him go to any team. Like if y'all gonna pick up my son, let anybody pick him up. Like I don't care if it's the Lakers, you
Yeah,
know.
he never gave him that. He never really gave him room to grow. He moved them out to LA, put them in the school that all them other kids was going, Scottie Pippen and them kids was going to, and
Hmm.
then put him in a college in LA. So you was basically hovering over him the whole time. Then drafted him to LA. It's like, at what point do you let him lead a house and grow and just be his own man? Like Bryce is about to go to Ohio State. I guess because he's a little more familiar with Ohio. He probably got old childhood friends out
Oh
there.
yeah.
It's also, their family is royalty in the state of Ohio. So his dad probably got some love at Ohio State, but it's like,
If LeBron would have went to college, that's probably where he would have went.
yeah, he says it all the time. He would have went to the Buckeyes.
Like, and really, like that's crazy to think. If Braun really would have like went to college first before he went to the league, we probably would see a whole different LeBron. We would have seen a whole different LeBron. Like I don't think he would have been as dominant as he is now, but like
No, he could have if he just did a one and done. KD went to college.
KD did. But like also
You
too
already know
KD,
where too. You already know.
but also too KD's. Don't get me wrong, he's good. He's a good player, but it's like when like comparing the two, it's like I
Okay,
can't
MJ
do
went to
it.
college. Magic went to college. Bird went
But
to college.
see, back then that was the thing for them. Like and also too, Magic explained why he went to college because like he was gonna try to go to the league, but his dad literally told him, "No, you're gonna take your ass to school. Like that's what you're gonna do." And then even too, I want to say it was
Which they
during the
weren't making a
same
whole lot of money back then either.
true, and then even too, what you
College was a
call
safe thing.
it? He said his dad like he had a interview. I want to say it was with the Knicks, and like the Knicks was like, "Yeah, we'll pay you 200K." And he was like, "Shit, I'm with it." He was like, "I'm with it," because I grew up poor. His dad was like, "We'll be back in 1 second. I'm gonna go talk to my son." He said they left. His dad got when they got in the car. His dad said, "You was not going to no fucking Knicks. You gonna take your ass back to school, and you gonna play another year of school." He said, "Okay." And then look at what the magic we got now.
Well, I'm saying is
You
a,
know,
a majority of the players did go to college, so I don't think he would have been less dominant.
but also too,
They
like
probably
you
would
gotta
have
look at,
changed his style a little bit. They were tried to maybe. Who knows? I don't know who was the coach of Ohio State back then.
but you also too gotta look at like the fame and stuff that they had coming out of like because the reason why Kobe got drafted out of high school is because Kobe got had that fame in high school. Braun had that fame in high school. MJ didn't have that fame in high school. MJ got cut in high school from the team.
Okay, yes, early on we know that story. It's a little bit different. He graduated All American though after his growth spurt. I think though the difference is that nobody talks about. The main difference I've seen with players that get drafted out of high school versus players that get drafted out of college, the players out of high school, they got that locked in mentality that is like straight from poverty to the league.
Oh yeah,
LeBron, Mamba, KG. I correct me if I'm wrong. T Mac. Did T Mac go to college?
I don't know.
I know he was a young gun, averaging like 30. But point being, the guys that went to college, the major difference, they know how to lay back and they'll let that party and catch up with them. KD will party. Michael Jordan will party. Shaq will party. And we also and Magic will party. And we've seen it also be some of these players' downfalls and what ends their career a little bit early. But
So,
you know what I mean? I think that's the major difference. I don't know if LeBron would have been less dominant, but if he went to college, that it may have opened him up to different habits that maybe he didn't already have. Because they party at Ohio State.
Oh yeah,
Don't get it
no,
fucked
I
up. They
believe
party.
it. I
So
believe it.
maybe he just wouldn't have lasted as long in the NBA. Like he wouldn't have been able to play, what is it now, 22 seasons
22
and still
seasons.
be one of the top 5 players in the league.
22 seasons. It's crazy to think that I'm only 10 years younger than that nigga.
Yeah, T-Mac was straight out of high school. See? So and that's what I'm saying. It's 22 seasons. He probably the only thing I would have seen maybe different is maybe he picked up some bad habits at college, or he picked up some type of entitlements at college because of the hype, and that could have fucked with him a little bit. But overall, I think he still would have came out averaging like 18 points a game, dunking on niggas,
And
doing what he
it's
does. I don't know if he would have done so. Now, what would have changed is I don't know if he would have been with Cleveland because they had that pick for him coming out of high school, which also with
helped
all the
him.
hype surrounding him kind of
That
drove
helped him.
him.
That helped him a
And
lot.
a lot of people think that was kind of rigged, them getting the first pick, kind of like the Knicks getting the first pick for Patrick Ewing. Which, hey, back then, David Stern, you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I respect the way David Stern ran the league compared to
You
the
ain't trying.
way Adam Silver does. I'm
I'm
just saying,
dead.
David Stern has ran the best version of the NBA we have ever seen. He gave Adam Silver the keys when it was the best product. Like, think about it. When Adam Silver took over, we had the Heatles, Lob City, OKC, the Lakers were still doing their thing. Mavs, San Antonio, Chicago, Philly, New York, Boston. Like Adam Silver got the NBA at its peak, and this nigga just been.
Hanging.
So I gotta give credit, David Stern. He ran a tight ship, but it was the best fucking product we've ever seen.
True.
Now this shit is a fucking fashion show for Europeans and shit. Like, bruh, I'm just saying,
You know,
there's some of these players that I know them more for their outfits than I do for their highlights.
that is true. Like, and it's crazy to think too, because like I was talking to my barber about this shit, and he was telling me, he was like, "Well, if you think about it though, European niggas been coming over from the like jump, like look at Dirt, look at what you call it, Gasol, shit. I'm
Yeah,
trying to think.
this has been since like
I'm
the
like,
80s. They've been doing that. You know, you remember fucking
I was like,
Stojakovic and all those guys.
right, and I was telling him, I was like, yeah, that's true. I was like, but you haven't seen the fluctuation as you have here in the last recent years.
And
Like,
and on top of that, it was a calm balance because when you hear them crazy names, it's like, okay, big white dude, Eastern European, okay. But we know the niggas on the team that we really rooting for, those are the homegrown niggas we've been watching since high school. We seen go from that to college, or some of them went to a private school and then college. It's like now you're bringing in dudes to be the face of the league, but you got a black dude that's known as the Greek Freak, and he got an African ass name. It just feels forced. It's like on surface he looks like us. His name looks like he's from the motherland, but y'all calling him the Greek Freak. It's just there's a disconnect. It's like it's almost like that elephant in the room nobody wants to address, but everyone's just slowly like. So did y'all catch what happened in football this week? Did y'all catch that UFC fight? Like we're just talking about everything else.
like
Even the finals don't feel the way it used to, bro. The finals used to feel like that holiday event, kind of like the Super Bowl, except it was spread out for 2 weeks. But it was like every night, yo, where we watching the game? We locked in somewhere.
Now it's like, the finals is on. Okay.
Bro, remember even when we met, yo, everybody would be crammed in one shop trying to watch the game.
What?
Or if we had off on it was like the game was on a Sunday or something, yo, where we at? Where we watching now? Now I'm like, who won the finals last year? It was the Celtics, right? Yeah, it was the Celtics. And who won before them?
Denver.
Denver
Won their first chip the year before.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. I want to see better. I want to see better. Eventually, I think they're gonna have to get rid of Adam Silver.
Yeah, it's.
And my impression from him, my view, he comes off as a yes man.
Yeah.
He runs it like a fucking Democrat. Like it feels like Biden or something. Like he's just gonna say yes to whatever feels right or whatever sounds right. I just don't want to make nobody mad. Want to give any pushback?
It,
I'm just gonna yes, you can have it. Yes, yes. That's a great idea. Yes, that's a great idea. Yes, that's a great idea. We could do it. We're not even gonna look at the books. And this is like, bruh, nigga. All
would
these
you
players are billionaires now, and they're not playing. These niggas are taking fucking sick days and paid holiday leaves in the middle of the season. Like niggas are buying the tickets are more expensive than ever. The games are harder to watch. It's more exclusive than ever. And then when you
Yeah.
finally get there, you finally get the game on. It's like, nigga, they're not even playing, bro. Everybody hurt, or they're taking off for the night. Load management shit. It's like, bruh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I don't see this much load management in baseball, and they're playing more than double the amount of games.
Like baseball is just a different breed because you play the same team for like what 4 or 7 games straight, and then you
Like
play
three
another
or four
team.
games, you
Yeah.
do the mini series, which the
Mhm.
NBA tried to take on a little mini series, but they had a way different approach, and it was just like, nigga, no.
And it's funny too because like that in game tournament that they did to try to like get back to their numbers. This one this year wasn't even that much watched. The only reason why it was like watched last year was because you had LeBron in it, the Lakers, and they won it. And I was like, oh shit, okay, that's nice. They won the first in game tournament. It was LeBron. Like,
Surprise, surprise.
and then the next year it's like, who the fuck won that shit? Like,
They
like
still
no one gets
doing it.
like they still doing it. Like, who the fuck did it? Who won
It's
it?
just
Like, I
it's
don't.
nothing that hypes us up. Nothing it keeps us locked in the way it used to. Like even All Star Weekend used to feel like an event. And it
Right.
was always like around that 3-day holiday weekend with President's Day. It was right after the Super Bowl. It was like, oh shit,
Yo,
who's in a dunk contest this year? Remember we used to have like Nate Robinson and Dwight Howard
what?
and all those guys.
Like, you had the
People
shortest.
forgot Iggy used to be one of them guys too. Iggy's now everybody knows him as Golden State. It was like, nah, when he was in Philly, he was like that.
He was with the Sixers when he was playing with AI.
The
Crossing
two
the line.
AIs, man. That's the AI I acknowledge. The AI.
Like, that's one nigga who should have got a ring, bro. For real, for
Bruh.
real.
Yeah, man, it's sad. Him and Carmelo.
Definitely Melo.
Every generation has those guys. I
And
feel
then
like
Chris Paul was close to getting his 1 year, but
I,
the
I don't
sun just
think
couldn't
I don't
close
think he's
out.
as loved by the fans as AI or Carmelo.
Oh yeah, no, he's not. But like,
Like if he
still though,
doesn't get a ring, I feel like it's gonna be like, damn,
yeah,
well,
you tried, nigga.
yeah, it's just damn, sucks. I didn't get a ring either,
but
nigga.
but really, I feel like the biggest thing that changed the game was Curry and the three ball. Like ever since when Curry came in with this threes and like was just
The
flashing
Splash
these,
Bros era,
what's that
it
changed
did
everything.
forever change the game.
Because now niggas is afraid to take it to the paint, and I'm like, bro, take it. Like you a big dude. Stop trying to shoot
I
the three.
I think and no, I don't think nobody really talks about it, says it, but I think the death of Kobe changed it because Kobe, both when he was an active player and then even when he retired, he was the OG that would hold these guys accountable
Oh, 100%.
league
Oh,
wide.
100.
Even remember he would go on Twitter and he would give players tasks for the year and they would try to go out and it's accomplished. Like, and then when he would play, he'd be like, yeah, I got ice on my knees, on my ankles, all that. But he's like, I'm not taking off. Like, I know someone worked really hard to buy this ticket. Like Kobe had that mindset and he knew he was the face of it and he held himself accountable, which made it easier for him to hold the younger guys accountable. And they had that respect for him. You don't see that now. Everybody want to be friends.
Oh yeah.
LeBron is the OG of the league. He got a fucking dap up handshake with everybody. They be out here dancing and doing a fucking rain dance and all that shit before. And it's like, bro, somebody's got to be the one to say, like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, I'm taking up, but I'm 40 something, bro.
Like,
Like,
and you would think that would light a fire in these motherfuckers' asses. Like, damn, bro, LeBron is 40, and we still getting bodied by this nigga. Like, maybe we should get big. Like, maybe we should do some shit. Like, maybe we should do something. But like, nobody's not. And right now, the only
Everybody just sitting there mesmerized. Wow, oh shit,
right,
he
and
really
like,
is like that.
and it's funny because like the sports commentators when they talk about LeBron right now, it's still they still on the whole goat debate. Like, is he the goat? And I'm like,
Bro,
bro,
that
like
is a 20-year-old conversation. They need to
I'm like
retire already. We
I'm like
like
that,
no one even cares anymore.
like let it go because like
I think we've all accepted everyone just has their preference between the three, between him, Jordan, and Kobe. It's like, all right, nigga, it's just your preference. Like,
right,
let it go.
like
We don't care. I'm gonna save you time. Nobody cares.
at all.
If you go, no,
Like,
well, MJ's the GOAT because he's that. You got it, bro. Cool. Well, no, LeBron's the GOAT now. Okay. No
that's
one
why it's
gives a
like
fuck anymore, bro. Like, what does it actually mean in the grand scheme of things? I
it's
don't. Basketball's not fun to watch. I don't give a fuck who your GOAT is. This shit is not fun to watch no more.
like I remember, especially during like you said, like the dunk competition, bro. When like you seen like the all stars who weren't playing or could participating in the like dunk competition, they would be on the sidelines and like they're looking at these dudes do these dunks, and you just see them like crazy ass reactions because it's like that's what I miss. You don't really get that now because it's like all the basic
Bro,
shit.
because again, everything is about clout and internet fame and all that. So the niggas back then, like when they used to just show up and they just wearing a fucking sweatsuit, you see Shaq with a Scully on, and he's videotaping.
Yeah, right.
You can't recreate genuine moments like that because all those players were genuinely there to. Yo, Dutch, you're killing me with this fucking bone, yo. You shaking the fucking table. But all those players were there to actually be entertained. Those players were there to support each other, their colleagues. You know what I'm saying? Now
Right.
everyone's just there again to be a fucking fashion show, yo. The entire sideline is crowded with just a bunch of niggas in funny fucking looking clothes on. They're dressed like Power Rangers and shit, and the fucking Dream Girls, and they just with the sparkly flare pants, and they're just sitting there videotaping shit the whole time. It's not what it used to be.
It's not. It isn't.
Yes, I didn't realize how late this shit was going. This town was supposed to go to the gym and shit, but yeah, it is what it is, yo. I think this week, based off this weekend with all the trades and shit, I think it's just the beginning. Because even as we were speaking, Devontae Adams got traded to the Rams.
Oh yeah.
So, they're still talking about Shador Sanders' attitude or whatever the fuck, all the scouts. It's just hey. So we definitely gonna have a lot more to get into next episode. But
Oh yeah, for sure. Shit.
it
Do
was
what
good
the
catching up. We're gonna have Tay next time back.
you're
She just out of town making some moves, but but we're gonna have Tay back next time. Everything's gonna be normal again. But if you made it this far, thank you for watching with us. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, share, all that good stuff.